you ever fell into a state of depression without even knowing? Somehow I did. A few years back, I fell into depression, not knowing that I was in, until I hit severe depression. That's when I realized I became very cynical with life, very negative. I didn't like anything positive. And that was all due to my backpack full of fears and judgment that I had that kept weighing me down. You see, growing up, I was a below average student. Didn't really achieve in anything. Wasn't athletic either. So with all that, it really didn't boost my confidence. And when I started attending community college, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I spent 3 additional years trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And within those 3 additional years, my confidence kept plummeting lower and lower. And over the years, that's when I was starting to hear severe depression. And there was nothing that was getting me out of that. The only thing that made me feel good was school. I transferred to Cal State LA. I chose engineering as my career field. And even though I still hate school, even though I hate school and I still hate it, it made me feel a little bit better about myself. Just because I was slowly progressing. I was slowly progressing until this one semester passed by. This one semester, I was struggling in this one class called Economics of Engineering. Economics of Engineering was a math-based course. I could not understand it. I tried reading the whole book. I still didn't understand it. And it didn't help the fact that the professor was a pretty mean professor. He was the type of professor that will call on you to come solve the problem and present it to the class. And if you didn't know the problem, he'll shame you in front of everyone. This one day, I got selected to come do a problem. I went up there, I tried my best, and he just looked at me. And he said, just go ahead and take a seat. That was the first time he's ever done that. I felt like I got it right. I felt like I did it correct. And when I took a seat there, he looked at the class, then he went on a total rant. How we're not putting enough effort into this class, how we're slacking, we're just copying each other, you're not studying. He also went off and said only 3 people passed the midterm out of 25, and I knew deep down I wasn't one of them. And he said, but you know what, guys, it's okay. It's okay. You guys could go ahead and take this class in the summer. And then he looked at me. That right there hurt me. And it hurt me a lot because what I was dealing with outside of school. And he gave us an option right there. He said, you know what, if you guys pass the final, you pass the class. So whatever you guys grade on the final, you guys could get for overall grade. So from right there, I took the time and effort to continue to study hard for the next 2 months. I put in so much time and effort and just studied every day. Then came the finals day came. I remember walking to class, hyping myself up, I got this. And when I walk in, I took a seat, he passed out the exams. Then he said, begin. I remember I just looked at the exam. I looked at the first page, then I looked at the second page, then I looked at the third page, then I knew I failed. It was one of the hardest exams I ever taken. Throughout the whole exam, I felt worthless. I told myself, I'm such a failure. I'm such a waste of a spot here. Someone else could have been achieving. And just kept thinking negative. And when I handed my exam and I walked out of class, I was done. I threw in the towel. I was done. I was done with with life, I was done with school, I was done with all my goals. I quit school right then and there. I told myself, I'm just gonna go ahead and work at a dead-end job, 9 to 5. And one thing I had to do is tell my parents that I quit school. I didn't know how to tell my parents, but I wanted to tell them as soon as possible because I just wanted to go ahead and work. See, that following weekend was my grandma's birthday, so I didn't want to tell them. I wanted to tell them after because I didn't want to see them sad, nor did I want to hear my family say, you quit school. I didn't want to be embarrassed. But during my grandma's party, you see, my grandma had 13 kids, so I have like roughly about 50 cousins. And during my grandma's party, one of my cousins, he came up to me, he's like 16, 17. He's like one of those bad cousins, ditches school, he doesn't care about listening to his parents. He's kind of going the wrong route. And it wouldn't surprise you if he just ended up in jail. He came up to me and he asked me, hey, how's school going? And I lied to him. I said, it's going well, it's going good. And he asked me, you're still doing engineering, right? And I told him, yeah, yes I am. And then he lifts his hand and it looks like he was trying to shake my hand or give me a hug. And I look at him and I tell him, what are you doing? And he goes, oh my bad, I wanted to shake your hand and give you a hug because you inspired me. You're the reason why I changed my life. You're the reason why I want to go to college and I want to be successful. You're the only one in our family that's trying to obtain a bachelor's degree. And if I do that, if I go to college, I know that I wasn't alone. Imagine how I felt. Imagine how you would have felt if you were in my position. Right then and there, I made a commitment to never give up on any of my goals ever again because there's people that are counting on me. And with that, I want to let you guys know that don't ever quit on any of your goals because that goal that you're trying to achieve is impacting someone's life so greatly without you even knowing. Thank you.